Hello, everybody. This is Rob, and yeah, I'm starting something new today. This is my first ever recorded blog, and today we're going to be talking about a subject that's pretty close to me. About a week ago, Naruto ended, and it's pretty wild because Naruto went on for about 15 years. It's kind of crazy because I'm 20 years old, so it started in Japan when I was like 5. So seeing it end kind of makes me feel like, wow, this is actually happening right now. This is a thing, and it's over. But it's funny because I didn't actually start seeing Naruto until I was about 11 in 6th grade. See, what happened was I'd always known about like cartoons. Like I always loved cartoons as a kid, like watching them on TV. And before I even knew what anime was, I was always watching stuff like Sailor Moon and Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. But back then, I was just a little kid and it was airing on TV, and I didn't even know what anime was. I just knew it was drawn differently from American cartoons and dubbed over by other people. Like the voices were cool, the actions was cool, everything was just, yeah, that cool. So it wasn't until about grade 6 when some kids in my class started bringing in old copies of Shonen Jump from the library into class that I really kind of noticed, I guess. So what happened was I had some friends in class who would bring around these old copies of Shonen Jump, and in it, back in the old print days before Shonen Jump Alpha, they'd have Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, but they'd have like huge amounts of chapters because it wasn't like the original Japanese version where they had like one chapter of a whole bunch of series every week. What he did with the American release was put 5 or so chapters of like the most popular series into this one giant book, and also like show off some other things, give promotions. Occasionally they give away like free Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And yeah, so there were like 5 chapters of Naruto a month, which was pretty cool. And Naruto was my favorite. At this time, I didn't really like One Piece. Even back as a kid, I didn't really care for Bleach very much. I still really don't. Jesus Christ, what's happening with that series? That's for another day. Today we're talking about Naruto, but yeah, I didn't really care for One Piece, even though I adore One Piece now. I guess I just didn't see it as a kid. But Naruto was the series that really, really got me into the anime world, I guess, because it was so interesting. Like reading it and seeing all this manga and just be so different from American comics. Like it was in black and white. It was very detailed. It was interesting. It was new. It was. I can't even really explain the experience fully because it was just really interesting. As soon as I started reading the pages and got the nick for reading from right to left as opposed to left to right, which has actually kind of helped out with my reading nowadays, if I think about it. And getting a hand out on that, it was just, I was sucked in from the get go. It was cool. It was fun. It was just this balls to the wall action series that was fun and awesome. And I can't even explain it into words because I was just this 11-year-old kid reading mangas. So because of Naruto and Shonen Jump, I started getting more and more into manga. So I started reading Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z in actual manga form, and reading, then like later on I started reading One Piece, and I'd read a whole bunch of other manga that I can't even name. I guess to name a couple of my favorites, I'd say I like Fairy Tail, I really like Toriko, and yeah, there's tons of other series that I'm always checking out. Oh, Food Wars. I really like Food Wars. It's a really fun series. Kind of etchy. It like a lot of fan service at times, but they also like do it for the guys too, so it's kind of comedic in a way. And also like just the way that the food is drawn is really amazing. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Naruto and everything, it really introduced me to this world of manga. And as the series went by, I would say that my interest in it kind of deteriorated because when it started getting into like the more, when after the time skip and stuff, it kind of stopped being the same series. It wasn't so much about being smart on the battlefield and like having these tactics to kind of defeat your enemies. It was just about who could blow up the field the most, which is what we all saw with later reveals into this series. Like, I'm really trying to avoid spoilers here. It just became kind of like the same shonen action series stuff that we've all come to expect. Like with Dragon Ball Z, that's kind of what it was from the get-go, whereas Naruto kind of like devolved, I guess, into it. So I love Dragon Ball Z for being what it is, but that's because it stuck to what it was the entire time, whereas Naruto just kind of went with the tropes that were easiest later on. But even with that, it was still really, really cool. And even though I didn't like it as much as I like series that I currently read now, I still kept reading the series up until its completion, because Naruto always had that place with me, because it was my first series. It was the reason why I got into the anime and manga world. Like, I would always watch the TV show when it showed on YTV all the time, and it was just like crazy because I would watch it. I didn't even know what filler was back then, but then I found out and it kind of avoided it as much as I can and stopped watching anime on TV and just kept to the sites and skipped filler when it was on filler arcs. So Naruto just has my thanks, and that's why I just stuck with it until the end, because it was the reason why I am where I am today. Like, going to conventions, my first 3 cosplays were of Naruto characters, and sure, they looked like absolute garbage, but hey, they were awesome, and I was a fan of them. And hey, if it wasn't for Naruto, I wouldn't have even started going to these anime conventions, and if I hadn't started going to conventions, I wouldn't have decided that I wanted to be a voice actor. And honestly, being a voice actor is the reason why I'm still around today. It's exactly what I want to do with my life. It's my passion for everything, and I love doing it every time, which is why I'm so mad at myself that with being busy with school that it's really hard for me to put out videos. That's another thing. If it wasn't for deciding that I wanted to be a voice actor, I wouldn't have gone to university for theater and met all of my amazing friends that I've gotten to know over the years, these past 3 years, which has been amazing. And it's so much better than how shitty high school was. And so wow. So I guess Naruto really has my thanks, because it changed my life for the better. Like, sure, I'm in a niche and I'm a giant nerd, and some people frown upon that. Or like when I say to people, oh yeah, I like anime, or yeah, I'm an actor, like they always give that, oh really, you like that kind of stuff, you're into that kind of stuff, well how's that gonna help you with the real world? Like, who cares? Because it's awesome and it's fun and we all enjoy it. And so I'm really rambling here, I guess. Sorry, I'm not as professional with my blogs as Kerbifer is, or a whole bunch of other people are. I promise I'll get better with future episodes. But Naruto is just a whole nother thing, because it changed my life for the better. And no matter how much the series may have devolved over the years, it still stuck with me. Hell, to this day, the Zabuza arc is one of my absolute favorite arcs in manga history, and that's saying a lot, because I've read a lot of series. And oh man, Steve Bloom voiced Zabuza in the anime, so good. And yeah, like, even thinking about like when Naruto had all these cliches and like these weird moments or these bad moments, I still always look back at it with satisfaction, because like I remember like calling certain plot points in the series, and when it happened, it's just that aha, I knew it moment, like that just great moment you feel like when you called something that happened and then it really happens. Or now I'm going to try and be as spoiler free, but spoiler warning right here, because I'm going to be talking about the ending for a bit. So with the ending, it was so satisfying for someone who's been in it since the beginning. Like, seeing how the characters grow up and end up with certain people, and the final reveal of what happens between Naruto and Sasuke as friends and like this big battle thing, it was really satisfying. Although there were some really odd moments, like Choji ending up with what's her name, Karui, I believe. Yeah, Karui, I think. Just seeing that and kind of wondering how the hell did that happen. But then again, everyone else ended up together, like Naruto and Hinata ended up together. It's exactly what I wanted because they were best couple in my opinion. So the ending was so satisfying because it just brought everything together. Sure, there were some plot holes and stuff that they didn't explain as much, but I'm really hoping for like an OVA or maybe a manga special, kind of like what Toriyama did when he made the chapter of Bardock for explaining what happened to like Goku's dad and like other stuff. So, but I digress. Naruto was one hell of a series, and being a part of it for the past, oh my god, it's been 9 years. Wow. That's just hitting me right now. It's been 9 years since I started reading anime and manga and reading Naruto and actually being in this world, this crazy Japanese fandom. So I'm kind of running out of things to talk about here. So I just wanted to say, Naruto, you were one hell of a series. I really hope that Kishimoto goes back to you some way, shape, or form to like maybe explain some more things or give us some other things. I know there's going to be this mini series coming out in 2015, and I'm excited to read it because I'm just going to be getting this whole giant feel of nostalgia all over again. And so, Naruto and Masashi Kishimoto, I just wanted to say thank you so much because this series honestly changed my life for the better, and I'm not going to be able to go on without having some thanks or one place in my heart where I'm not thankful, because I'm happy where I am right now, and I'm excited for the future. So, thank you again, Naruto and Kishimoto-san. I can't wait to see what else you put out, and I'm just going to keep working harder and harder every day. Thank you guys for listening. If you would like to see more content from me, please subscribe. I do comic dubs. I also do fan dubs for people. If you like my voice and want to have me in something, just send me an email. My email will be in the description box below. Or if you want to see more comic dubs from me, more are coming soon. I actually just recorded a bunch. You can subscribe to me, and hope you all have a lovely day. And go out and find something like Naruto that you can hold a little place in your heart that maybe will help you get farther today. Until then, see you guys later. This is Rob signing out.